Calgary Stampede went into toward paddock and up towards it.
What's going on, people? Infamous Biker here. And you're thinking, that's something handy. And yes, it is. But there's a reason for that. As we all know, that Kev made an apology video to Spicy 110 about the mirror fiasco. And that's not what this video is about, so I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of that at all. But the other night on a hangout, Kev was on there, and we sort of ribbed him about making apology videos, you know, all in good fun, and we had a good laugh, and in the end we said he had to apologise for everything now, and we found it quite funny. If you see it, you'll see what we mean. But anyway, it brought me thinking, you know, about this apology malarkey, as Jim Payne would say. There's all sorts of apologies, all different ways to apologise, all different scenarios to apologise. And let me start with one. I can remember a few years back, it was some centenary of Britain giving up slavery. Now we all know slavery is a curse, and you know, most civilized people wouldn't, you know, in this day and age, wouldn't even apprehend it. But anyway, you know, Britain was in the slave trade years and years ago, and we were one of the biggest slavers in the world, and we were one of the first to, you know, to abolish it. But anyway, there came a time a few years back where all British politicians were apologising for the British people for slavery. And I thought, hang on here a minute, I weren't even born when slavery was about, so how can I apologise for it? You know, I know it's wrong, but I can't apologise for it because I wasn't born. It would be like the same as asking a German, somebody who was born after the war, to apologise for Hitler and what he'd done to the Jews. They can't. So, is that apologising just gone mad in them cases? Then you got the other sort of apologies, like, you know, when you have an argument with a friend, and you might step out of line a little bit, and you might say a few things that are not right, and oh my god, just bade me head to that one. Yeah, I've lost my thought now saying that. And you both had a heated argument, and you both got different points of view, and you apologise just to apologise. Even though you think you're not wrong, you do it just to clear the air and make up, even though you know you're not wrong. Have you ever done that before? That sort of apologise, where you've actually apologised for something that you feel is not your fault, but you've done it, you know? So I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Or are you the sort of person who can't apologise at all? And I know one or two who will not apologise even if they're 100% wrong and stuck in front of their faces, and they'll never apologise as long as they got a proverbial hole up their backside. And I know people like that, and they're so frustrating, but there's people around like that. Do you think that men apologise more than women? Do women on the whole apologise more or less, or do you think men apologise more than women? That's another scenario in apologies, you know, the two genders. What about apologies sort of for crime? Do you think if a criminal stands up and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it, blah blah blah," do you think that's acceptable? Do you think they mean it? Because I don't think half of them do, you know. I think they just say that just to try and get a lesser sentence. But what do you think of that? Let's get round here, shall we? That's better. Don't want to sit behind traffic all day long, do we? Yeah, so do you think it makes you a better person if you can apologise? Or are you the sort of person who would never apologise if they're not, you know, if you was in the right? You'd never apologise if you was always in the right? Have you ever had instances where people have apologised to you and you think, they don't mean it? You know, it doesn't feel wholehearted that they have apologised. And are you the sort of person who will accept an apology? Because some people can't even accept them. You know, and do you think there's some sort of scenarios in life that an apology just cannot help, get over, make better? You know? There's a lot to think about there, isn't there? What do you think if somebody sort of, I don't know, say somebody in the medical profession is doing his job or her job and they make a cut up of an operation, you know, and alter somebody's life or they die or something like that. Do you think just an apology, you know, because they were doing their job, and we all do jobs and we all make mistakes in jobs. I know their job's probably a bit more stressful because they're, you know, dealing with our lives. But do you think an apology is good enough that they cocked up on their job? What do you think? I don't know. Yeah, we all know, you know, about people apologising, but you take the driver who knocked Aaron off, my son, knocked him off his bike. In that court, he never apologised. He came face to face with the boy, and he could have gone over and said, "Oh, mate, you know, I made a bad mistake. I pulled out, and I shouldn't have done, and I'm sorry that, you know, you got injured so badly. I hope you're going to take my apology." But he never. He just looked at my son in the face and walked away. Do you think that's would have made him a better man if he'd have apologised for that? Because I do. I really do. But there's other instances where you can't apologise. Nothing you can do can make the situation, you know, better. Now, how can a murderer stand up in court and say, "Sorry, it's going to make it all better"? Because it's not. It's just not going to happen. You know. He can't bring that person back who he's murdered. That was a lovely red bomb, wasn't it, eh? Couple in the tunnel turned around and looked like, oh my god, what the fuck was that? Oh, you got to have a laugh. Come on then. Get on with it. I'll just sit in the middle of the road. I don't know. Do you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just driving home now. Getting near home. But seriously, this apology thing. You know, I'd like to know what you feel about it, you know. Are some things too much to apologise for? Are some things historically you just can't apologise for? You know. Have you ever apologised when you've been in the wrong? Do you know people who don't apologise even if they are in the wrong? Do you think women apologise more than men? Or do you think men apologise more than women? Do you think politicians should apologise more? I always remember they was a banker on one of the TV programmes or something, and he said he's fed up of apologising for what bankers did in the financial crash. And we all know they were the cause of it. And he was fed up. Do you think that's fair enough? You can only apologise so much? I don't know. So anyway, that's enough fucking rambling on from me. Infamous biker. What's going on, people? Suffolk Andy.